Hello guys, welcome back to your daily TikTok doses. It's your girl TikTok Liz, and on today's episode we have amazing content for you, perfectly splendid.
Hello mga Marcakes! So itong order na ito ay isa sa mga pinakakinakabahan akong design dahil very plain and simple lang niya. Ibig sabihin, kitang-kita dito ang bawat detalye. Kaya dapat walang bahid dungis. Bawal ang cake tears na may scoliosis. Like din sa mga decorated na cakes. Mapaparaanan pa, halimbawa, medyo nagkaroon ng butas-butas. Ari mo yung patsihan ng mga bulaklak o kaya na may bigla mo nilagyan ng gold leaf, ganun. Ay dito ay wala, ito na to. Mabalik tayo dito sa cake. Ang hindi lang edible sa kanya, itong ribbon at saka yung diamante sa ilalim. Ang mga silver na bilog na tinatawag na dragees, edible din. Ito din palang pamuyod hindi edible ha. Dinagdagan ko na lang ng corona para naman may nangyayari sa ibabaw. So, ito na yung finished product. To everyone, please stay loyal to your partners. Yun lang. Thank you!
Story time about how my cake got a man caught up cheating. Shame on him. So I had a lady hit me up and she said she wanted to order a Patron cake. What's with these Patron cakes? For her boyfriend. We're going to call him Brian for this story. She wanted it to say happy birthday baby on the banner, but on the label she wanted his name, which was Brian. No big deal. So a couple of days later, I have a lady hit me up and she wanted to order the same kind of cake and she wanted it to say happy birthday Brian. Now I didn't think anything of it because I've had multiple times where people ordered cakes for someone with the same name. So anyway, pickup day rolls around. The first lady came. She picked up the cake. She loved it. I asked her if it was okay to post and she said, sure, go ahead. So I post the cake. A couple of hours later, the second lady came and she's like banging on my door like the police. And I'm like, hello, what's going on? Are you here to pick up your cake? Who did you make that cake for this morning? I'm like, what cake, ma'am? The Patron cake that said Brian on it. That's my boyfriend. Why would you make a cake for somebody that say happy birthday, baby? And she's like, I need to know the name of the person who ordered it. And I'm like trying to reassure her. I'm like, well, maybe it wasn't for him. Maybe it was just someone with the same name. She's like, no, it was sitting on his table when I went in there this morning. You need to give me her name or her number. And I told her that I can't. She was so mad. So she goes home and she's texting me, like, send me her Instagram page. And I told her that I couldn't. So then she starts cursing me out, telling me how I'm unprofessional and I should have called her the second I realized it. And I'm thinking, I'm a cake baker, not Jerry Springer. You need to be mad at Brian, not me.
When my daughter was born, she had dark skin and looked like her parents could be of African descent. My husband was furious and accused me of cheating and left right then and there. He told everyone on both sides of the family what happened and wanted a divorce. Then his friends and families all called me to say how upset they were and called me really nasty names. My mother was by my side the entire time as I kept professing my innocence. He refused to pick me up from the hospital, threw myself out on the lawn and changed the locks. When my sister called to get the baby stuff, he texted her a picture of a bare nursery room and said he got rid of everything. He even destroyed my art studio. Eventually, he agreed to do a paternity test, and he was 100% the father. No one could believe this, so he did it again, and he was the dad. One of his cousins did the ancestry thing and found out there was 30% of African in their family. This made Jim's paternal great-grandmother admit to having an affair around the same time Jim's grandfather was born, and because he could pass as hers, she just assumed her husband was the father. Since then, he's been reaching out and everyone has come to apologize. I told him I needed time, and he asked to see the baby, and I let him, but I'm too afraid to physically hand her to him. I've never cheated and have been 100% innocent all this time. Am I the asshole for not wanting to give him a second chance?
Story time about how a client tried to steal a cake from me. So a few years ago, I really didn't have my policies all the way together. But I did have a strict 2 weeks notice policy. One day this guy, let's call him Marcus, calls me up and he's like, hey, I need a cake in 3 days. It's my girlfriend's birthday. I'm like, you know, Marcus, I really have a strict 2 weeks notice policy, but I'm gonna go ahead and look out for you. He gives me her name and he tells me what kind of cake he wants. He wanted a Patron cake. So 3 days goes by, he comes to my house, he picks the cake up and he goes, hey, I sent the money through Cash App, and he flashes his phone at me. I'm already outside taking the cake to his car. My phone's in the house. I'm like, okay, thanks, put the cake in the car. He's off his merry way. I go in the house and I check my phone and I don't have a Cash App from him. So I call him, I'm blowing him up, texting him, blocked. Messages going green. Phone calls not going through. He blocked me. I had a pretty decent following on Instagram at the time. So what did I do? I made a post. I said, if anybody's name is, let's say, Mariah, who got a Patron cake from her boyfriend Marcus today, he stole that. He didn't pay me and he owes me money. Well, somehow or another, word got back to the couple and the guy calls me like, I was going to pay you. Nobody wasn't stealing from you. Bruh, 8 hours has gone by. You weren't going to pay me, but he did. All's well that ends well, but don't be shady. Pay your cake, lady.
Storytime of how my best friend got so weirdly obsessed with me that she even plotted to kill my boyfriend. So at the time, me and this girl, let's just call her Olivia, had only been friends for about 2 years. I mean, we really did everything together. We were with each other 24/7, and I mean, we were pretty good friends. But the only thing about our friendship is she did not like when I had other friends. I mean, she didn't have any other friends herself, but literally she would joke around about strangling my other friends because she didn't like when I gave my attention to anyone else. But honestly, I just thought of it as a joke. And then I started dating this guy, let's just name him Jacob. He was probably the sweetest guy I had ever met, and he was a real simp for me. So we started dating and about 4 or 5 months go by, and he started getting these texts from a random number. And it would always be cringy things like leave her or you die, get away from her, and like stupid cringy threats. Then one night, me and him were just hanging out. Then he gets a text with his exact address saying he had till tonight to leave me or he wouldn't see another day. Then we hear a knock at the door. I'm running out of time, like for part 2.
My mother-in-law has hated me since day one because I grew up in a single-family household, and she told my husband that he deserved to be with someone who came from a two-parent household. For 4 years, I bit my tongue trying to get her to like me. When we got engaged, she tried to dictate my whole wedding, not offering to pay for anything. When I decided I didn't want kids at the wedding, she flipped and told me I was selfish, that the wedding isn't for me, that I'm tearing her family apart, and that I'm ruining her life. Day of the wedding, she causes a scene because my mom danced with me and my husband, stealing her spotlight. My husband and her get into a fight, he storms away, and then she pushes me. I push her off, and then she lunges at me, going for my throat. She's literally trying to choke me at my wedding. All because I try to grab my husband and say that this was not the time for a fight with his mom. She gets escorted out by security. Fast forward to now. She tries to communicate with my husband, and my husband ignores her. Now he wants her back in his life. I don't know what to do. This lady put her hands on me at our wedding. I tried explaining to my husband how much she's hurt me, and he says he understands, but that's his mom. I don't know if I should let my husband talk to her again because I don't want him to resent me, but she crossed so many boundaries and she doesn't see what she did wrong. And she refuses to apologize to me.
A client placing a big order. What's my total here for everything together so I can make payment? Thank you, I will make payment now. I am so happy to be seeing my cake and all the goodies from you guys. OMG, if sleeper my mind. Let me give you an easy order. We'll make deposit today. I will send proof of payment. Morning, did you get the deposit? Please help me. I was just waiting on money to come in. I have it now in full. PLs, it won't happen again.
Storytime of how I found out that I was dating my own brother. Yes, biological brother, same mom, same dad. So a little background information, my mom passed away when I was 2, my dad is currently in jail, and I live with my grandma. So at the time, I was 14, about to be 15, he was 17, about to be 18. So how this all started is one day I was at the baseball game with my friends, and he happened to be there. I was fangirling over this boy. Like, I saw him, and I was like, I'm going to marry him one day. I was feeling a little bold, so I went over and got his snap, and then I figured out that he had the same last name as me, and I was like, dude, that is dope. My exact words were, now I don't have to change my last name when we get married. So we hung out the rest of the baseball game, and I was starting to fall in love with this kid. Like, his smile, his laugh, I talked about him to my friends the rest of the night, and me and him started snapping for a while. So we started to hang out a lot. We may have hooked up a couple times, but I had to keep this all secret from my grandma because she forbid I dated somebody. So fast forward a couple weeks, we start dating. Months and months and months go by. Our 9 months come, and I finally tell my grandma.
My fiancé and I are high school sweethearts, and we've been together for about 12 years. We were engaged for around 3 when he passed away due to an accident in the beginning of 2020. A few weeks ago, his brother came to visit me, and he's planning to propose to his girlfriend. He asked me if he could have the family's engagement ring. The ring my fiancé gave me is a family ring which had been in the family for generations. I have been wearing this ring for almost 3 years, and it's a symbol of our relationship. I don't feel ready to give it up. When I told him this, he got upset and said it's a family ring and it belongs to him now that his brother is dead. I told him to get out. I called his mom to let her know why I wanted to keep the ring. She told me she wouldn't have minded if I had been married to him, but I wasn't, so I'm not part of the family, and therefore I should return the ring. She said I'll move on one day, and it's unfair to hold on to a ring that I will never wear again, especially a ring that belongs to her family for generations. I would have at least considered giving back the ring in a few years. I just can't bear the thought of parting with this ring now. So I told her I'm sorry that she felt that way, but her son gave me this ring and I'm not giving it back. Since then, his mom and his brother have been spamming my phone with messages and calls about how I'm trying to steal their family ring. So am I wrong for wanting to keep the ring?
When I was younger, my mom gave me a hug one morning and felt that I had lumps all around my rib cage and underneath my armpits. Right away, she thought tumors, and then her mind went to cancer. I was a little kid. I honestly didn't understand what was going on. She drove us right to the hospital, and after a couple tests, they ruled out cancer, but they said that truthfully, they didn't know what was wrong with me. A little while after, an intern came to check on me and noticed I had cuts and scratches all over my legs and my arms. He asked if I had a cat, and I replied with yes. Then it was official. They diagnosed me with cat scratch fever, a bacterial disease from cat scratches, so bet you didn't know that existed.
Am I wrong for being an ungrateful, spoiled brat for the Christmas gift my husband got me? I, 35 female, want to begin by saying this, that in every holiday, me and my husband, male 33, both work decent jobs, set separate budgets for gifts. He uses his own money to buy gifts, and I do the same. We've been married for almost a year, together for 3. This is our first Christmas as a married couple. He made a list of everyone he was trying to buy a gift for. I stumbled upon the list by accident and out of curiosity decided to take a look. I found that his friends and coworkers were on top of his list with gifts that cost over $5,000 total. For example, he got a $600 wristwatch for his coworkers, a $250 bracelet for his sister-in-law, and a $900 workout gear for his friend. Damn! That's a nice-ass dude. What the hell? I wonder what he got you. There was more, but that's all I could remember. What made me upset was that when I got to my name, I saw that he bought me a $20 something kitchen spoon set, stainless steel. I was too shocked to ignore this, and I had a confrontation. My bad. I thought he was spending all that kind of money on his friends.
Well, and that's it for me, guys. Thank you so much for watching. If you did enjoy the video, don't forget to hit the like button and subscribe. We've got so much amazing content for you. See you soon for a new episode.